go. I'm
Maybe
trying to
judge rule.
scroll through these questions.
Oh,
Will
that's a good
Leslie
question.
ever be
Somebody.
friends with Fatima again since she's in her new era? Yes. I feel like we're gonna be friends. I feel like she's gonna ask me to be her baby's godmama.
Oh my God, that's
And I feel
delusional.
like y'all should just ride this way. But
The
yes, I feel like Fatima's gonna
Lulu,
come through.
the
That
Lulu.
I just
that is
wonder,
what I feel.
what is the drug you're
Somebody
smoking?
said Belinda's funding Nate's tracksuits. Belinda
Oh,
tricking
I
on
guess.
Nate. Oh, here's a good
I guess.
question,
But
TK asked,
guys.
that's what I feel like is gonna happen. Oh, my fiance has joined y'all. I
uh-uh,
TK.
didn't realize I just
period.
got engaged, y'all. My fiance
Somebody
Yes.
named TK
has.
said it. Said, "How do you connect with your character, and which aspect of personality connects with you?" Oh, that's a good
Oh
question.
yeah,
Go
go
ahead,
TK
Cam.
said
Lindsay.
that's a good question.
You go first, Cam.
Um,
Damn, these are real
which
quick questions.
how do you connect with your character? Well, I think I go more. I rely on kind of my college years, and I can connect with the just the free nature of it all with Nate. But also, I think Nate is a good friend, and a lot of people don't think Nate's a good friend, but because they think that for some reason Nate has to owe loyalty to Fatima, and that he should uh, be more, I guess, nicer is the word, or so to speak. But I think honestly, when we're dealing with friendships, my loyalty is not to Fatima, it's to Zach. Angela's loyalty is not to Zach, it's to Fatima.
Mm-hmm.
And
And my
the way
loyalty
you
is
interact
to
with your
Fatima.
friends, and yes, Leslie's loyalty is to Fatima, not to Malachi.
It's
But
to being
but
Fatima.
but I connect with the ways that like friend groups are developed and dynamics are developed over time. So for the people who are like, oh, Zach needs to leave Nate alone, they always admit like the previous history they have or the
Mm-hmm.
things they've been through that they don't see. And I think I connect with them understanding is that like boys are always gonna kind of, I think boys will be boys, but your friends, some of them they're rough around the edges, right? And
Mm-hmm.
not all your friends are as polished as the others, but that don't mean you just kind of discard them. You try to level them up in a way. You try to polish them up. And if they don't want to be polished up, then you kind of have to leave them where they are. And I think for Nate's case, especially after season 3, I think he's getting some polishing. I think Nate is refining himself, and I think he is I always talk about the garage scene where he after he gets back out of jail and they drop uh, Bryce off, he kind of says, "Man, look, if you love this girl, I'm with it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you love her and you want her, this is your woman. You gonna stick beside her? Hey, you ain't gonna have no problems with me."
Yeah.
And I think that was the most grown thing he said in 3 seasons. That was the most mature thing he said in three
Yeah.
seasons. Like, hey, I'm whatever. And I think in season 4 people will see a different dynamic with Nate and Fatima, which will be very interesting
Mm-hmm.
because up until this point, well, even at the funeral, Fatima was kind of like Nate and Fatima were kind of joking. So
Mm-hmm.
I think a new relationship is forming. I think a new bond is forming, and with the arrival of baby Taylor, I think Nate is kind of forgotten about all that. He's excited for Zach, like he's really pumped.
Mm-hmm.
So what about Angela though? Let's get more of Angela's history and
I
how you connect with Angela.
Well, I would say it's kind of the same thing from I feel like Nate and Angela are parallels in a lot of ways. Like people
Mhm.
were really upset with Angela and I was like, she's not a villain. I don't know why y'all don't like her, but it was because she is, like you said, she's Fatima's friend.
Yeah,
She's not
yeah.
Zach and Fatima's friend. So when I see a concern like, the feds or the baby mamas or any of the, moving in a stripper next door, whatever the case may be, I got a little concerned. And so I'm bringing those concerns to my friend who's new in this relationship. Y'all got to remember, I know it's been a long time via seasons, but it's only been a few
Yeah.
months. We just met that
Yes,
man.
exactly.
So we're still feeling him out. And I don't think that it's a good friend if you're just like, oh, yeah, team, whoever you're with.
Yeah.
I think you got to be like, I'm going to support you, but did you notice
Yeah.
the feds was
Yeah.
outside? Did you know? Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
that is a concern, but also okay, but back to how it relates to me. I think in a
Yeah.
lot of ways Angela was written with me in mind when it comes to like the fashion, the confidence, the humor and things like that. But she lost me right around when the relationship shifted and now she's like, I feel like she's searching. Feel like she isn't as secure in self, and you can see that with what she chooses and who she chooses to be around, or I mean, or how she chooses to spend her time, because it's a lot of distraction. I feel like, hey, you don't need to be banging
Yeah.
every man you meet at the club, but there's a reason why she made that switch, and I personally think it's to protect herself. You know, she still got that itch that she needs
Yep.
scratching, but she's not really willing or ready to open her heart to someone else after it got betrayed before. So those
Yeah.
are the parallels that I see. So yeah. What about you?
Can I tell you my favorite thing about Angela real quick?
Okay.
My favorite thing about Angela is that she tries to toe the line like a real friend between both of her friends that are not seeing eye to eye. And I think that is a very real thing. People are like, oh, Angela needs to just drop Belinda. It's like, what do you like? Do y'all drop y'all friends that fast in real
Yeah.
life? Like, do y'all just
Yeah.
drop and discard people you have history with that quickly?
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely not.
people don't have the, people are flawed. Humans are flawed. Human beings are flawed. They're selfish and they have their own motives and their own reasons for things. But that doesn't mean
Yeah.
they're absolved from redemption. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like that does
Yeah.
not mean
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
I
And
really appreciate that about Angela. Like she is like she's giving Belinda a lot of rope, and Belinda is slowly
A
taking us.
lot.
fucking taking that rope.
But yes, I absolutely agree, because it's like I've known Fatima and Belinda for a long time. I'm not gonna just choose Fatima just because y'all have the favoritism. I don't have the favoritism
Yeah,
for her.
exactly.
I
Yep.
love both of my friends equally, so I'm gonna stick beside both of
Yeah.
them. Now sometimes that gets messy, especially when
Yeah.
I want to
Uh-huh.
share stories. But I'm learning and I'm growing. I'm down.
All right,
Um,
go ahead, Lynn. Let's hear it, Lynn.
Um,
Because your character's a
okay, so I'll
stretch.
stop trolling. I'll
Yeah,
stop trolling. I don't connect with
yeah,
Leslie. I don't agree with her movements. I feel like that was the beauty in me
Mm,
doing this
yeah.
role, honestly, because for the first time it was completely different from my character, my
Mhm.
beliefs, my morals, my values, my all of that. Like everything Leslie does, I can genuinely say I don't agree with that. I don't
mm,
Real
understand it.
quick,
Um,
we did a scene in season 4. I can't wait for everybody to see. And it was like the first time we had met Lindsay. Like, and she's this sweet girl. She's like, I'm 6'2", so like she's tiny to me. But I, gave her a hug, and I'm like, oh my God, you're just so sweet. And you read the scene as we're prepping and working. But it's another thing to have to perform the scene. And when I tell you we get to perform this scene, this girl is, it was a switch that went off.
mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, she can act. Like she acting, y'all. So let's get it together, Go ahead. I'm
Thank
sorry to
you,
cut you off.
Cam. Thank you. But yeah, that was the fun. This was a very, very, very fun role to play. That's why I say all the time, it's fun trolling with y'all. I know y'all
Mm-hmm.
can't stand me or y'all can't stand Leslie or whatever, but it's so different. It gives me a little range to play. I feel like season 4, I got a little bit more range to play.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like I was saying before, I can't wait till we can really, really talk about that, so I
Yeah.
can really tell you my journey during season 4, and everything that was going on with that. But I don't connect with Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I feel like that was, I had to literally study people that are not like me. I had to study films. I had to study certain specific
Last
roles.
time?
It was
Let's do it.
Nurse Ratchet. I think that was the
Oh,
film. It
dope.
was it was certain series and certain characters that I had to study just
Yeah.
specifically for her, because
Yeah.
she does have her own way of thinking.
When
She has her
they
own way of
see
thinking. But
when they
at the
see the
same
room,
time, I will be
I can't
honest,
wait for this
she's
to
a
go.
real person.
Yeah.
She's a real
Oh
person.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Oh
And we
yeah.
know that girl. We know
Yeah.
I
Yep.
Leslie.
know her
We know a
Yep.
lot of
well.
Leslies. We've
Yep.
befriended some
Yep.
Leslies, and
Mm-hmm.
it may not have went right. So she's a
Yeah.
real person, and I appreciated that. Just being able to tell somebody's story. Period. Even though I can say, no, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't agree with her choice in men. I don't agree with her how she treats her friends. I don't agree
Mm-hmm.
with her delusion. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand her movements. Even when she was at the dinner table and she was saying, "Hey, yeah, I'm saying all this messy stuff so that I can be your friend,"
Yeah.
Just blowing the spot up though.
just
Like it was like she was dropping nuclear bombs
it
though.
would
I didn't
not
understand that
stop. She would
because
not stop at
I
all.
love the
mind you, I don't
delivery.
read y'all scenes. That's why I love watching y'all because I don't read y'all stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't read it, so I like to be surprised. And I'm watching the dinner scene. I'm like, yo, Leslie is just throwing grenades on the table. Like she is just like, here, take this one,
Yeah.
check this out,
Yeah.
Fatima. Boom. You know? Like, damn, girl.
Well, for
I love it. And since we're all disliked in the series, I think the question Maggie asked is a very good one. Hey, Maggie. Shout out to Maggie Bush.
Hey,
Um,
Mag.
she said, can you share an experience where you faced backlash for a role and how did you handle it? Whoever wants to go.
Yeah, playing Nate. Yeah, I played Nate. In season 1, I I kind of knew by the end of filming, I was like, they're not gonna like this guy. After that hot tub scene, which was one of my favorite scenes, we shot that on the first day, which was crazy, cold outside. But after the slap, I knew once I got slapped, I was like, they not gonna. I don't think I understood the fandom though, Fatima. I didn't really understand it though. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I didn't understand her fandom and like the people that loved in her character, supported her character. But once it aired, I went over to Twitter.
Twitter will eat you up. Our Twitter fans will eat you up.
All kinds of names. People said I couldn't act. I think that was the funniest thing. Like, oh, he can't act. I don't like him. And I was like, oh no. I acted that good. You didn't like my character. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. But no, that was Nate. That was it.
I feel like I'm still learning.
Okay.
I feel like y'all can't stand me, and this is new. But I feel like I'm still learning how to adapt to this. I appreciate that you all, some people are seemingly calming down a little bit. And I don't take anything to heart. Yeah. Like I said, this character is so disconnected from me. It's fun. I troll with y'all. I talk crap with y'all. Just don't stop talking. Like this whole line of questions, everybody asks me why I'm in the bed with that man. I'm not answering it. I'm not answering it. We didn't already answer that. I didn't already tell you. Okay, I was in there going to sleep. That's what I was doing. That's my story.
Yeah, what was the little cakes doing in the big cake's bed? What was happening with that?
I was taking my nap. I was laying down how I like to go to bed.
You should have had on some pajamas then, friend.
Y'all need to ask him what he was doing.
You should at least had on some pajamas.
You was in his bed. How you gonna ask him what he doing? You in his bed sleep.
Pajamas.
So, what you think your friend was doing in that bed? Because he came and got me. I was already there.
He saw a note on the table. Him and his girl have been going through. He just got out of jail. You know how it is when you get out of jail. You want to get in something. You know what I'm saying? He fresh out the pen because his man went and got him out. So he's like, oh, she left me a note. She trying to be freaky. Bet. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to sneak up these steps and we going to play a little game. And then when he got into the bed, he realized maybe that he had been away from her for so long that the cakes wasn't the same. That he's like, oh, maybe I was drunk about the cakes. So let me just get a feel for the cakes.
How long would it take you to realize that your woman is not your woman?
Because I got to say, he was about 3 strokes in when I was like, he ain't going to he ain't gonna know this.
The jury's still out on what happened.
I'm just saying from my perspective.
Y'all calling me everything under the sun. I did not admit to actual penetration. I did not admit to that. I just said I was in the bed taking my nap, and anything else that happened, I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's my story.
He was in there taking the nap. So does Leslie want Zach now? Is Leslie trying to steal Zach away from Fatima? Like, do you just want to, like, what's going on with that? I thought you want to be her friend.
Yeah. Through an emotional roller coaster right now. And we need to tune in on season 4 and see where she goes.
I just want to, you brought the feds in our life, and that's the last thing we need. That is the last thing we need.
Because I don't like him no way.
We can't do that to the feds. We ain't trying to catch no case.
Roller coaster, love it. I'm sorry, I got distracted. You triggered me with the music.
Oh wait, but it's 10:30. Are we coming on now? Are y'all tuning in now?
Bye. Yeah,
this was our agreement. We love y'all. We love y'all. Please run these numbers up. Run right now. Go see.
Right now, BET. And the telephone.
BET right now, Zatima. For real, y'all. Text your friend. Tell her to keep the phone on, even if she's asleep. Okay, keep the TV on.
Just turn the TV on.
Zatima tonight.
Yeah. Let's go.
Love you.
Later, y'all.